Welcome LCDC TV. We're on the bridge now. We're on Westminster Bridge on Remembrance Sunday. They don't need an introduction, do they? The Chelsea pensioners. How are you, gents?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah.
What's your name, please?
Derek Goodall.
Derek?
Yeah.
Brian Power.
Brian?
Harry Patrick.
Harry.
Harry.
Gents, today, what does it mean for you being here on the bridge?
It's famous.
Well, we got a free taxi ride.
I bet you don't have to pay for any taxi drives in London.
No, we get well treated. We had a good day today, really. We always try to help the taxi drivers raise the money because we tell people to go to Poppy and they have a photograph.
You do all the collections at the stations.
Yes.
I've just spoke with Francis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great day today. I mean, to see so many people giving up, all the taxi drivers, give up their time to try and support the servicemen and the war vets.
Yeah.
And it's a great day. The Queen's not here today, by the way.
No, she's not.
They've it's just been on the news that she's not making it today. Let's hope everything's all right with the Queen, eh? Bit worrying times.
Yeah.
Right, we've got to let you go. You're going to be doing your line-up. Gents, as always, a pleasure to see you here today.
Yeah.
Glad to see you in great health. And I'll see you next year.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Welcome, LCDC TV, going live on Remembrance Sunday here at Westminster Bridge. Another emotional day. And this man here, Mike Hughes, is the man behind everything. Poppy cabs. What time was you up this morning, Mike?
3 o'clock this morning.
So you had a lie-in.
Yeah, you could say so. I actually went to bed about 7 o'clock. 7:30.
I spoke to you last night, didn't I?
Yeah, somebody rang me last night and woke me up.
That weren't me. I phoned earlier. Mike, for those watching, explain a bit about Poppy cabs, how it all started and how it's
Let's get
evolved.
this straight. People say I'm the person. I never started this at all. A guy called Jonathan Myers started it.
That's right.
And the stations were shut, and there was a veteran talking about this on the talk radio station, or one of the radio stations, and Jonathan said, forget TFL, give me the guy's name and I'll take him for free. And that's when the Taxi Drivers Forum was just in its infancy. And
How long's it been going there, Mike?
Since 2009, 12 years.
12 years now. 12 years.
Yeah, first year, 14 minutes lined up on the other end of Westminster Bridge. 4 years later, it was 107. 2018, 2019, we had a few more than we got here today. I've had somebody count there. We've got a little over 100 cabs waiting on the bridge, not counting the ones waiting elsewhere who have gone for a break, and not counting the ones waiting in Admiralty Arch.
Wow.
So it's grown and grown and grown over the years.
Fantastic. Because we was at Waterloo today, bringing and the cabs bringing them over to here.
Yeah.
Also, they pick them up. The drivers pick them up at their houses, don't they?
Yep. I'm the one that sort of, for some weird quirk of my brain, I like doing logistics. Well, I think I did. I'm going off it these days, and I've got a list with over 200 cab drivers, plus over 100 helpers, and so. Excuse me about that. So yeah, I've got over 100 helpers, and basically I make a few phone calls and send emails, and we get requests in. This year we brought in a special group called Scotty's Little Soldiers, and then they a group that was formed, I believe, as a result of Corporal Lee Scott being killed in Afghanistan, I believe in 2009, and his wife discovered there was no help for widows and kids, and she started the charity, which has won a lot of awards recently. And I think they seem to have enjoyed the way in. We're hoping to give them a bit of a tour on the way back. I'm sure you'd be welcome to join them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, I spoke to the drivers at Waterloo and here on the bridge. The drivers absolutely love giving up their time and trying to put something back in, mate, don't they?
You'd be surprised. I get to speak to a lot of people. A lot of them, or quite a few of them, suffered in the pandemic. Some of them are suffering family, not ailments, family. Their families are suffering. They should be with their families, but they've given up their time to come here. Some have come in this morning. They're going back where there's been a death in the family recently, and yet they've come here first. And they give so much. But as I say, when we first started, the veterans saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I said, this is our way of saying thank you for what you've done for us, so that we can have the freedom to say exactly what we like, and for our youngsters to say exactly what they like, even if we totally disagree with it. It's the freedom that's been given up. They gave their young lives so that our young people can enjoy their freedom. They should remember that.
I mean, the world we live in now with woke culture and cancel culture, it's a million miles away from what these guys lived in and the world that these fellas lived in. I mean,
I'd hate to think what our youngsters would be like if they were put amongst the conditions that those in the Second World War, and more importantly, the First World War, were put into. The hell those people went through, the absolute hell. People say that Remembrance Sunday is a celebration of war. On the contrary, it's a commemoration. We should remember the horror. We should remember those who gave everything, and we should do our utmost to make sure it doesn't happen again. And we should do our utmost to make sure that our youngsters never, ever get put in that situation again. Keep on top of the politicians, make sure that they don't get away with things that they shouldn't get away with.
Because they say, don't they, it's weak governments that cause wars. And it's never, sorry, mate. And looking at the day, so many servicemen here today, Mike, walking around the crowds with their medals on. This means so much for them, don't they, today? That the country sort of says, you know, we appreciate what you've done. He's over here, Mike's here. They come to you. You can run, but you can't hide, Mike.
I can hide anytime I like. They'll always find me. That's the trouble. But we say again, Grant.
No, I'm just saying, we spoke to some of the servicemen today who was getting into the taxis at Waterloo, and they do, don't they? They really do appreciate this, even if it's a small gesture in the scheme of things. what the cab trade does as a thank you, Mike, yeah?
Yeah, it's two-way. We just spoken to the Chelsea pensioners. I said thank you to them, and they said no, it's a two-way event because we take them all over the place. Bearing in mind, Poppy Cabs is its own entity, but the biggest thing, of course, started in 1948 was the taxi charity for military veterans. I'm a volunteer driver for them, and sometimes they get the plaudits for Poppy Cabs. I have no problems with that at all. In fact, I think it's wonderful because it highlights what they've done. And over the years, they've done far more than we as a group have done, I believe, although hopefully we're catching up with them. But the whole thing is that the taxi trade does an awful lot for the veterans as a thank you, and it's very much unsung. More and more people these days are appreciating what we're doing, thankfully. I've just been on Talk Radio and I was on GB News and also on LBC a week or so ago. So we're getting a bit more well known. We don't do it for that. There's no egos here.
No.
I've seen you stood next to the chairman of another organisation and the shop steward of another, and you stood literally side by side helping veterans in. Egos parked. Whatever egos you've got.
It surpasses all that.
We don't have
This
them
is
on
bigger
here.
than anything,
Exactly.
isn't it, Mike?
Exactly.
You know, and it's thanks to you, and I know the hard work that you do. I know you don't want to sing your own praises. You're not that sort of fella, but the work that you do tirelessly for Poppy Cabs,
Hang on,
I've just-
tirelessly, tiredly these days.
tiredly, yeah. But Mike, you know, I know I speak to a lot of the drivers, and they all say the same. What a great job you do. So, if no one tells you on a regular basis how much they appreciate what you do, Mike, I want to do that
Thank
today.
you. I've had to phone my
all
wife
my
and
mates.
ask her to widen the doors to make room for my head.
Well, there you go. That's Mike Hughes, Poppy Cabs. What a great man. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.